This presentation will cover the 7 steps to creating your strategic plan. Whether you are a sole proprietor business owner, a small or medium-sized business, or a nonprofit organization, it's important that you have a regular, systematic strategic planning process. An up-to-date strategic plan is the key to keeping your team aligned and focused on the actions that will keep your business competitive and move you towards your long-term vision. It's been said that a vision without a plan is just a dream. A plan without a vision is just drudgery, but a vision with a plan can change the world. So let's break that down a little bit. So first of all, we start with our vision. And your vision is that clear mental image of the end result. Next, you have your goal, the result toward which an effort is directed. Then come plans, the steps to achieve the goal. And lastly, the actions or activities to execute the plan. So, when you think about your vision, where do you see your organization or business in 10 years? Create a detailed picture of what that looks like. How many employees, locations, types of products or services, and market segments will you be competing in? It's important that you think about how you'll feel when you've reached your vision. Having an emotional connection to how you will feel when you've achieved your vision is a very powerful way to motivate you and keep you moving forward. Now, underpinning your vision are your values. Unlike your vision, which can change over time as you've reached that vision, your values don't change. They are the basis for your business. They define your business and how you want the people who work there to interact with others. Businesses that try to describe their values in writing tend to use words such as integrity, innovation, loyalty, teamwork, among many others. Putting your values into writing can be very helpful so everyone has a clear understanding of what those values are and how they can contribute to them as they do their daily work. Your established values also really help guide your decisions, both your day-to-day decisions and things like hiring practices. So your values should be a constant that keeps your business on track through the many challenges you will face. So what are your goals? First, think about your long-term goals. Given your vision, where do you want to be in 5 years? What will you have accomplished that clearly sets you on the path to reach that vision? Now, many people are familiar with SMART goals, and it's very important that you do set SMART goals as you work toward your vision. The first is to be specific. Your goal must be specific so that people understand what it is you are trying to achieve. Simply saying something like, I want to take my business to the next level, would be very hard for any employer or even yourself to know what that looks like. You have to make it measurable. So you have to put measurements around that so you know if you're making progress towards your goal. That's why all goals need some form of objective measuring system so that you can stay on track and become motivated when you enjoy the sweet taste of quantifiable progress. And the A in SMART is aligned with your values. If you achieve a goal by compromising your values, the end result will be distress rather than the joy you envision. So make sure that the goals you're setting are aligned with your values. Next is realistic. If you set out goals that are incredibly unrealistic, it will have the impact of being very demotivating for yourself and anybody else that works in your business. And lastly, time-bounded. If you don't set goals and deadlines for your goals, you have no real compelling reason or motivation to start working on them. By setting a deadline, your subconscious mind begins to work on that goal night and day to bring you closer to that achievement. So, after setting your vision and your long-term goals, the next step is to create your plan. This plan should set the strategy for what you will accomplish in the next 1 to 3 years. I really like this quote by Michael Porter. Basically, it's just as important to decide what you're not going to do as it is to decide what you are going to do. And that is a key essence of strategy. Number 3, identify the gaps. So what are the obstacles that are between you and where you are today and where you want to go. A great tool is to conduct a SWOT analysis. This rigorous self-assessment and external market research is critical to charting the path forward. Strengths and weaknesses are internal to you and your company, while opportunities and threats are external. 4. Focus on opportunities. Given what your strengths are and your long-term goals, what opportunities should you go after? It's important to recognize that your true core competencies, what they are, and what you may have to add in order to capture opportunities. For example, if the opportunity requires global expansion, but you don't have that capability, you'll need to plan how you will add that in, either through partnerships, acquisition, or hiring, for example. Next, you need to create your annual goals. Now, your strategy is that longer range plan, the what your business wants to accomplish, and the tactics are short-term and provide the how you're going to get there. So you need to have your strategy, which is that long-term goal, before you decide on your tactics, and we can think of these as our annual goals. So when you're creating your annual goals, you have to think about what actions you'll need to move you forward. Focus on your strengths, begin training or setting up systems and processes to overcome the weaknesses in your organizations. You'll need these annual goals across your functional groups or departments, and they should align with your long-term goals. Remember, make them SMART and break them down further into quarterly goals and choose 3 to 5 per department or functional area. 6. Execution. As Peter Drucker said, plans are only good intentions unless they immediately degenerate into hard work. With your SMART goals in hand, make sure that responsibilities and objectives for the team are clearly communicated and that they have the required resources to execute the plan. This is the R in the SMART goal setting. Without the resources, people, equipment, and funds to complete the work, the goals aren't realistic. After you've thought about those resources, you need to establish regular communication. Meet regularly to measure your progress towards goal. A daily stand-up is a great way, 15 minutes or less, to just check in with everybody and what they're doing. Then follow that with weekly, monthly, and quarterly meetings. 7. Review. You need to set regular intervals to review everyone's progress towards goals. Quarterly reviews are a good starting point with adjustments made as required. There will likely be some obstacles that come up and some goals that will be completed more quickly than anticipated. Thoughtful review and appropriate adjustments with good communication to the team keeps everyone engaged and moving forward. Organizations will also typically have an annual meeting to really determine what went well or what needs adjustment, or possibly abandoning. And then on a little bit longer term cycle, 3 to 5 years, review your SWOT, your vision, your long-term goals. Your values don't change. So there you have 7 steps to creating your strategic plan. Create your vision, but remember your values. Establish those long-term goals 5 years out, which will be a significant accomplishment getting you towards your vision. Define the gaps so you can build the capabilities you will need to reach your goal. Leverage your strengths to seize the opportunities. Set SMART goals that your team understands. Execute your plan and ensure the resources are there to accomplish them. And review against your metrics and adjust as appropriate. In the past, organizations would send their management teams off-site and spend 4 to 5 days team building and creating the strategic plan. The output was a 40 to 50-page document that was put on the shelf and never looked at again. Your strategic plan and process needs to be concise and focused with actionable goals and responsibility that everyone understands. There are a number of simplified 1 to 2 page plans available online. As a certified Lead with Purpose strategic planning coach, I find their online Living a Plan to be a great way to keep the purpose and vision of the organization top of mind while managing the goals and tasks in a concise, actionable process. So remember, failure to plan is planning to fail. If you would like assistance in creating a strategic plan for your organizations or have other questions, please contact me at the number you see on your screen.